Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. And it seems like Elon Musk is confirming some things that we all knew that was actually a reality. It's just it was never coming out in full daylight. So, I think that we can all safely assume that we were correct. Twitter was a big part of the elections, and I would like to see what really happens in 2024 when all this big shenanigans and stuff comes down. Obviously, Twitter had a huge foothold in this, and I may believe even Facebook had a huge foothold in this in as well. Granted, we don't have anybody in the actual full end of, I would say, full end in taking over Twitter, which would pretty much tell us exactly what's going on, or not Twitter, but Facebook, exactly what's going on. But it's pretty obvious that we've learned that the government was been in cahoots with Facebook, and we learned that the government most likely was in cahoots with the Twitter, and Elon Musk has now pretty much mostly confirmed that for the most part. So, without further ado, let's get straight to the end of this breaking information. Breaking! Elon Musk confirms that Twitter has interfered with elections. This is a stunning admission. I would say stunning, yes, in the sense of people that are idiots that did not believe this. But it's not so stunning for some of us that actually kind of understood that this was happening. I mean, even as of, I would say, this year before Musk took over, kind of really pointed to examples of Twitter really doing this. So, I mean, this is not really much of a surprise, just that is coming out to the light now in full confirmation and stuff like that. Elon Musk confirmed on Wednesday that Twitter has interfered with elections. In response to a report from Reuters about Twitter's move to free speech under Musk, he replied that the obvious reality, as long-time users now know, is that Twitter has failed in trust and safety for a very long time and has interfered in elections. Twitter 2.0 will be far more effective, transparent, and even-handed. Obviously, we'll be going over this stuff through the stuff as I go through this article. So he says, Twitter not safe under Elon Musk as former head of trust and safety. The person Eva Fox has said Twitter has shown itself to be not safe for the past 10 years and has lost users' trust. The past team of trust and safety is a disgrace, so it doesn't have any right to judge what is being done now. They had a chance, but they sold their souls to a corporation. I 100% agree. And I think that the corporations are exactly to blame here for all these issues. I'll even probably show an actual comment that I got on one of my YouTube channels I have posted, one of my YouTube videos that I posted yesterday, exactly what this person was advocating for and the complete stupidity of what he would be wanting to do anyways for going out for protecting or agreeing with these corporations type of systems. It was only a few days ago that Musk had made the announcement that the Twitter flies on free speech suppression soon to be published on Twitter itself. The public deserves to know what really happened. It has been long believed that Twitter interfered in the 2020 general presidential election in the U.S. by suppressing and censoring the New York's bombshell report on revelations of shady international business dealings and influence peddling gleaned from Hunter Biden's laptop. Musk vowed to make public the internal conversations had at Twitter in 2020 regarding that censorship, which polling later showed did have an effect on the election. As voters said, they may not have voted for Joe Biden had they known about the reports of influence peddling the Biden family. This reporting has been seen verified by the established media in recent weeks. At the time, former FBI agents claimed that the reports were intentional misinformation, and later former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey had to apologize in front of Congress for the suppression of accurate, verified reports. There have also been concerns that the big tech platform interfered with elections in African countries by suppressing and censoring information there. Bloomberg reported in 2020 that social media platforms were cracking down on election-related content in Guinea. My apologies if I mispronounced that. Due to concerns that the existing government was using these platforms to spread misinformation. This is a breaking story and will be updated. This is a huge problem and the reason why Twitter needed to be locked down way quicker. And I still believe that Twitter may need to still be locked down regardless of whether Elon Musk has control over it. Because of the huge amount of power that it has over, not just in America or the US, I guess you could say, but the world in general. And, we have some huge problems that I think Twitter should not be able to have this much power because, well, just because of the mere fact that it's catastrophic. Another thing too, as well, is I don't think a lot of the world has really caught up to social media platforms in general and how they actually operate, and it's taken courts up in many countries to actually catch up to the social media platforms, whether they're on the left or the right, and really having to implement laws that actually combat these people. The problem is that if you have more of a democratic control on these in these countries, such as we have in the U.S. right now, then it makes it much harder for you to implement some of these laws that would want to help better benefit the American people. Granted, I understand that maybe having a full power of Republicans is also not the wisest either. We have a lot of idiots in the Republican Party that are not the greatest group of people and should probably not be allowed in the Republican Party, but will probably be accepted in the Democratic Party, which I think they may be, except they're towing the line. Obviously, the Democrats at least are towing the line with those certain type of Republicans just because of the mere fact that, they're technically on their side. We have more information regarding this, which was coming down to Twitter's ex-safety chief Yoel Roth finally admits mistake of censoring post Hunter Biden scoop. Took him long enough. The former Twitter executive and safety chief who played a key role in censoring the post October 2020 expose on Hunter Biden's infamous laptop has admitted it was a mistake. More than 2 years later, while his one-time boss Elon Musk acknowledged would say that the social media giant has interfered in elections. Yoel Roth who was Twitter's head of trust and safety until he quit earlier this month in the wake of Elon Musk's $44 billion takeover, confessed Tuesday that the company erred in restricting people from sharing the scoop. In an interview with journalist Kara Swisher, Roth appeared to deflect the blame, insisting that even though he had concerns about the authenticity of the first son's device, it never got to the point where he thought that the story should be suppressed. We didn't know what to believe. We didn't know what was true. There was smoke, and ultimately for me, it didn't reach a place where I was comfortable removing this content from Twitter, Roth said during an interview at the Knight Foundation conference. But I set off of every single one of my finely tuned APT 28 hacking leak campaign alarm bells, he added, using an alternative name for Russian cybercrime group Fancy Bar. Asked if it was a mistake for Twitter to have blocked the story from being shared, Roth responded, "In my opinion, yes." Musk Twitter's new CEO responded Wednesday to a shot from Roth, who answered no when Swisher asked if he still felt safety on the site had improved under new management. Obviously, we know this is never really improved on when Musk took over, but I digress. The obvious reality, as longtime users know, is that Twitter has failed in trust and safety for a very long time and has interfered with elections, blah, 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 blah. Because obviously we already went through this, so I'm not going to repeat what I just said. So, obviously, Twitter has been doing this, and now it's finally coming to light by, obviously, ex-Twitter employees, which, got fired for the rightfully things. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's being too all that great in that in this aspect here. So, and what Elon Musk responded with is Claudius Nero's Legion guy, which no idea who he is, but obviously seems to know his stuff a tiny bit. Elon Musk responds that exactly. The obvious reality, as a long-time users know, is that Twitter has failed in trust and safety for a very long time and has interfered in elections. Twitter 2.0 will be far more effective, transparent, and even-handed. And he goes, we have more with Disclose.tv saying, just in. EU threatens Elon Musk with Twitter ban unless the platform sticks to strict rules and police content, the Financial Times reports. More, EU Commissioner Thierry Breton told Musk he must ditch an arbitrary approach to reinstate banned users, pursue this information aggressively, and agree to an extensive audit of the platform. Yeah, yeah, and then this guy, Alex, bringing them back that the EU happened to threaten Twitter over this. Curious, did Apple threaten to remove Twitter from the App Store after this in 2021? Or is Elon Musk allowing lawfully protected free speech worse than child exploitation to content to remain on the platform? So yeah, exactly. This is what we're essentially talking about, is that these very far left companies or countries or whatever we would say are really trying to take hold of the whole situation because their whole BS is starting to come unrambled. I know that some of you EU countries are not doing quite well, so you guys should probably just shut up for the most part. Because being banned on Twitter is not really going to be a huge issue if the EU people get to see exactly what you're trying to do here. And Twitter and Elon Musk goes on to say, with a lot of these things, Twitter core services latency reduced by 400 ms should feel noticeably faster. Microservices. And then Tesla owner Silicon Valley goes on to say, is there any updates on you removing bots? I'm getting like 5 crypto posts over per tweet of mine. Elon Musk responds with, we're implementing anti-bot bots. You should see some improvement by tomorrow. Hey Elon, everyone is dying to know if 5% of the total user base was bots or if it was more. Much more, but I'm simply stating the obvious. So, Elon Musk is actually legitimately coming out that like there were massive bot problems that was taking hold of Twitter, which is we're not too terribly surprised by this, and that we see a lot of things that are going on with Twitter obviously interfering with elections. So that being said, I would really like to see on how elections got it to be played on in 2024. Granted, he did take over before the midterm elections really took place, but I don't think he was able to clean a lot of things out within that time span, since it was pretty much when the midterm elections started. So I don't think very much could be done. Obviously, in that time span, he was kicking and firing a lot of people within that amount of time. And as I said, it takes time to weed out all the garbage that is happening. He's just now being able to deal with bots. So, I mean, it goes to tell you that he needs to gather all this information and, rightfully so, destroy it. So, I'm still waiting for that stuff to be released on all that interference and stuff that has been going on Twitter. And we'll have to see a lot more of what's essentially going to be going on through the rest of Twitter as Elon Musk exposes all the BS that is happening amongst the platform in itself. And I can't wait. So, alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.